Hello everybody, thanks for tuning in. We're really happy to see you. I hope you're doing really well. Everyone's staying safe and healthy out there. Before we get into announcing our brand new Oskalooney achievements, we of course have some shout outs to give this week, and we're really excited about them.
So the Prendergasts sent in an amazing set of photographs for their full set of armor that they have created to become full Tin Pan Knights. So a huge shout out to the Prendergasts. Though their armor is themed, it is rainbow, and it is epic. So thank you, Prendergasts.
Woo, woo. Next, we're going to give a shout out to the Stein-Loggy family who leveled up to level 4. They are quarter team. They have a commanding lead of the Oskalooney Oscar leadership board, and we're really excited to see all the things. They had some great steeds this week. We're really excited about the stories that they have put forward, and we're really excited about their leveling up. Whoop, whoop. We are really looking forward to the other amazing tales that you've got coming for us in the challenges to come. This week we've got some really fantastic new beats on everything. But before we give you the new challenges, we have one real quick announcement. We are doing open testing for the digital theater camps this week. They will be on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday at 1 p.m. every one of those days. Now, if you're interested in signing up for an open test, there are 12 screens available for each week. It's 100% free, and feel free to contact us by messaging us here on Facebook. You can send an email to youth@georgedaily.org, or you can head over to our website, and on the tickets page, there should be links to the open tests, as well as all of our digital theater camps, which will be going live the first week of June.
And those test camps, just like our digital theater camps, those sessions last around an hour, so you can plan to commit about that amount of time. It's been really fun. Thank you to the people who have already come to our digital test camps, because they have been helping us build camp. They've been telling us what they really like about camp, what they might miss about being in person, and we've been trying out new ways of creating that camp atmosphere through Zoom.
It's been a lot of fun. Okay, so to the meat of the order. So we've got brand new achievements coming out today. This is what we call a turbo week. Really, that means all of our achievements are high points, and so we have a little bit lower number, but all of them are 25 points or higher. So if you're looking to catch up to the Stein-Loggy family, this might be a really good week to do it.
And there are a lot of opportunities for double points this week, which Andy can tell you more about.
So let's get started. We're going to begin with the challenge Illumination through Illustration. So we know that some of you are really fantastic artists out there, and we've got some amazing tales of our Tin Pan Knights. So in fact, you're going to see a link pop up on the Facebook page, as well as a few other places, that is to an Audible session of the first story. And what we're looking for you to do is illustrate the events of that story, kind of like you were illustrating a story in a book. You don't need to do every single piece. One illustration would be just fine, and you can send that in to us, and if you do it this week, you'll get double points, so it'll be a 50-point challenge altogether.
Whoa.
And you'll have the opportunity that if we choose your illustration, it can be featured in the very first premiere episode of Journey On.
The next challenge is very similar. If you're not so much of an artist on paper, if you don't want to draw out or illustrate a scene from the story, you can build it. You can build it using Legos, Mega Blocks, whatever you have at your disposal.
Lincoln Logs, if they're still around.
So choose a scene from the same tale of the Tin Pan Knights and animate it for us. Give us a little bit of video showing how that scene unfolds with the backdrop of your Legos or your Mega Blocks, however you choose to recreate that story. Same idea. If you can get it to us this week, we'll give you double points, and you might see it in the premiere episode of Journey On.
Next, we have Knights in Recreation. This is very similar to our artist recreation challenge that you saw earlier in the first season. And what this is that you are going to take a photo of yourself in your Tin Pan armor, but you're recreating a classic piece of artwork. We would give out probably some more points if your artwork was knight themed. We'll have an example of that in the comments so that you can see what we're talking about. But really, you could take anything. You could take the Mona Lisa. You could take, what are some other really good
the
famous...
dogs playing poker. that famous painting.
Yeah, all in nights. I like, yeah. So find a painting.
Feel free to bring your family members in on that as well. If they've got armor, all the better.
And next, we're going to go to GDYT mini films.
And so the GDYT mini films, we are asking you to remember your fistful of story. We're asking you to tell us a story in 1 minute exactly, and that story needs to have a beginning, middle, end, characters, and conflict. So send us your mini films. You may see these popping up in a few other places, like the TV show.
Now, these don't have to be like fully formed, full edits work of art. We've had some really fun with these, just hitting play and pause on our cameras. You don't need to have an editing software. You can just stop and start on your camera, and that would be just as fine too. We just want to see your stories. We want to see those movies, so send them over to us. Next, we are going to jump to another 25-point challenge. This is called Tool Time, for all of you home improvement fans out there. But really, this is to talk about some of the magical items that could be found in the Tin Pan Kingdom. In our story, you will find that one of our main characters, Jules, has a magic set of boots that when they fall from a height, it slows them down, so they don't have to worry about damaging themselves if they were to fall. And so what other sort of really awesome magical items would be used during the tools of the trade? What really fun objects could we find that have some really fun magical properties? So what we're asking you to do for this challenge is make up a backstory, have a really fun name, like there is the Jade's Song, which is a character that has a singing sword. So give it a neat name, give it a wonderful background, and if you can, draw it out for us, or give us an example of what it would look like, and send that over as part of the challenge. Tool time.
The next challenge is seek first to understand, and that comes from one of the core tenets of the Tin Pan Knights. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. So we're asking you to engage in some listening and some connecting this week. Interview someone, an adult, who can tell you about an object that they had and lost when they were a child. Ask them questions about that object. What did it look like? What color was it? How big was it? What material was it made of? And then, using your creativity, figure out how you can recreate that item just with the items that you have around your house. You don't have to actually, let's say they lost a shoe. You don't have to actually make them a new shoe. You don't have to cobble a shoe. But give them a representation of that object that they lost and mail it to them or drop it off at their house. I'm sure that it's something that they would really treasure.
You know, when I was little, I lost a boomerang out in the field. I got it somewhere and I was playing with it. And it
didn't boomerang back.
Well, it didn't come back to me. It came back in the field, and I didn't have a boomerang anymore.
So if you want to make Andy a boomerang, get in touch with him and he'll tell you all about it.
Yeah, it'll be a great story. It was about as long as that. Next, we have our last two, which are kind of our bookend caps on all of our challenges throughout this season. We have our 30-point set and match for our third set of the week. So if you complete all of the challenges in Season 2, Set 3, which is this week's challenges, you get a bonus 30 points. And then finally, you have the 3-week sweep, which is you will get a bonus 45 points if you complete all the achievements in Sets 1, 2, and 3 in 1 week. You get an extra 45 points on top of that. So those are our challenges. We're really excited to see what you have for us, and hopefully we get some really great stories and some really great night artworks.
Mm-hmm.
Art night works.
Art night works.
Art night works.
Night art works.
All right, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in. We really hope you have a good time this week. Keep an eye out for those open tests. We really hope to see you in Digital Theater Camp coming up. And as always, journey on.
Journey on.